Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. So I've done a couple of videos on the Instant Pot oatmeal that I make, but I continually updating. It's been some of the most popular videos that we've done, and I'm always updating and tweaking my recipe, and I've done that over the last year or so, and so I wanted to share an updated video with how we do this. So we make a big batch at the beginning of every week, and then we just eat it all week. And at the end, I'll show you how we serve it up. But just to get started, here's what I do. So I start out with about a couple of tablespoons of butter. Now this is completely optional. If you don't want to have butter in your diet, or you think it has too much fat or whatever, then go ahead and don't put that in. But I think it adds a nice flavor and consistency to it. The next thing, let me just go with the oatmeal. So what I use is the Bob's Red Mill steel cut oats. This is the Golden Spurtle. This is an award-winning oatmeal. I get no endorsement money from them, but I've tried a lot of different ones, and this is my favorite. The steel cut just has a really nice consistency that holds up in the Instant Pot and throughout the week, so that it doesn't get mushy or soggy. It stays nice and a really nice consistency. And so I use the original, not the instant. I've done the instant before and it gets kind of soggy and mushy, so I really prefer just the original steel cut. It is organic, non-GMO, so it's a really good oatmeal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 2 cups of oatmeal. First thing I'm going to do though is add 7 cups of water. Now these are different ratios than it says on the bag. And the reason for that is because I'm going to cook it in the Instant Pot is a little bit different. And then also I'm going to add some freeze-dried fruits at the end. And so I want some extra liquid that those can soak up. So for 2 cups of oatmeal, 7 cups of water. If you want to do 1 cup of oatmeal, 3.5 cups of water. Okay, so I'm doing 2 cups of oatmeal. I'm just going to put it in there. Now, oatmeal is really good because it lowers your cholesterol levels. The type of fiber, the insoluble fiber that's in oatmeal, lowers cholesterol levels and stabilizes your blood sugar, which is really nice. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some almonds. Now I use slivered almonds. I just get a big bag at Costco or at the grocery store, and I'm going to put about a half a cup. Now the almonds are really nice. They give it a nice crunchy, nutty consistency. But almonds also have a lot of healthy fats. Omega-3s, has fiber, protein, and other vitamins and minerals. And almonds can actually lower your blood sugar levels. It can reduce your blood pressure, and it can lower your cholesterol levels. Almonds also can help reduce hunger and promote weight loss. So it's something I like to add. Now the next thing I add is some cinnamon. And for the cinnamon, depends on how you like it. I like to put a lot of cinnamon in. And the reason is that cinnamon, they say, is the healthiest spice on earth. I just buy a big thing of it at Costco. And some of the benefits of cinnamon are that it can improve our sensitivity to insulin. So it can help with people who have diabetes, or just people who are maybe, what's it called when they're like borderline insulin intolerant, and so it can help with that. Studies have also shown that it may protect against cancer. It fights bacterial and fungal infections, and it also helps us give us a feeling of being satiated, so that we're not hungry. And so in this amount, I'll usually put about 4 teaspoons, and I'm not measuring exactly. I'm just going by flavor, but I'm going to put about 4 of those, and that's going to give it a pretty cinnamony taste. If you don't like it quite that strong, maybe start with 2 or 3 and then increase that if you decide you want more. But I feel like the more you can put in there, the better. Then I'm going to put some vanilla. This adds a nice flavor to it. I do about 3 of these teaspoons, and again, just kind of not exact, but just getting it in there. Okay. I add a little bit of salt. I like to use kosher salt when I'm cooking. I do about a teaspoon of salt, throw it in there. That's again optional, you don't have to do it. So that's everything I'm going to do for right now. Now what I do is I'm going to put the lid on. I'm I'm going to set it to the pressure valve closed, and then I'm going to hit the porridge button. I can see that. Hit porridge. I've got it set for 15 minutes, I think it is, right? Yeah, 15 minutes. So it's going to go, it's going to heat up, then it's cooked for 15 minutes, and then it's going to shut off and it's going to go on to keep warm. Now sometimes I'll just leave it like that if I'm going to be gone for several hours and it'll just keep warm. Or I can come back right when the pressure valve drops and I can open it, and then I'm going to add my freeze-dried fruits to it. And we'll stop here and we'll come back and I'll show you how I do that. All right, so we're back. The oatmeal cooked. I've let it do a natural release on the pressure, and the pin is dropped. So now we're ready to take off the lid. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Now, I'm going to show you this in just a second, but the first thing I'm going to put in some freeze-dried fruit. I'm going to put in Fuji apples, cranberries, and blueberries. Now, to show you how we do the Fuji apples is, you can see in here they're pretty big pieces of the apples. They're like whole, slices of Fuji apples. So those are a little bit too big to put in my oatmeal. So what I do is I put about a cup in a bag, and then in a Ziploc, and I just put it in there, and then I take a spoon and I just kind of break it up to the size that I want, okay? So now that I got that, I'm gonna set that aside for a second. I'm gonna show you quite a bit of liquid in there, okay? But we want that. We've got extra liquid, and that's for the freeze-dried fruit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stir this up a little bit, and I'm gonna first put the apples in. Now, apples are really good. We all know the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apples have a lot of healthy benefits. They have prebiotic effects, which is the precursor to probiotics, which help promote good gut health. They are actually good for bone health, they're good for brain health, and they can help with weight loss and cut down on our craving. So I'm going to put the apples in there, just the dried apples, and now I'm just going to stir those up. Okay, you can see they're going to start soaking up all of that liquid. I'm going to take this out so that we can show this a little bit better. Okay, so there it is with the apples. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put about a cup of blueberries. Okay, now blueberries, I'm going to go to cranberries. So cranberries are really good for our digestive systems. They also can boost our immune system. They help reduce bad cholesterol, and funny enough, they can help with gum disease. So I'm going to put about a cup of cranberries in there. And you can see these cranberries are wonderful. I use them in smoothies. We make desserts out of them, like a white chocolate cranberry bread pudding we do in the holidays. We do a salsa, cranberry salsa. So there's the cranberries. I put those in there, and the liquids are just going to start soaking into these fruits. And the last one I'm going to do is I'm going to do about a cup of blueberries. Now blueberries have a lot of antioxidant properties. They promote good brain function. They have a lot of fiber. They also help with weight loss, cardiovascular system. They have about 4 grams of fiber. So there's a lot of really healthy benefits of blueberries. We all know that. So I'm going to put about a cup of those in there. And again, I'm going to stir those in. Now the nice thing, the reason I put these in after I'm finished is so that I don't cook off all the nutrients. This oatmeal is still warm, and there's enough liquid in there to reconstitute all those fruits, but it's not going to cook everything out. So what I do now is each week, like I said, I make up a batch of this. So I make that up, and then I just put it into a container like this. And then I'm just going to let that sit until it cools off before I put it in the refrigerator. And then I can just take out a scoop of that anytime that I want to have some oatmeal, and I'm good to go. All right, so the oatmeal's all done. Show you it there. We put in this container and just keep it in the refrigerator until we're ready to have it each morning. I'm going to show you kind of a few different ways that you can serve it. So I just take a little bit out in a bowl, and I like to I have a pretty healthy serving when I do this. So, you know, it's really healthy, pretty low calories. So I feel like I can splurge a little bit and have a pretty good size bowl. It's got all those nuts, all the fruit, all that in there. So what I do is the first thing I do is I add a little coconut milk. You can use coconut milk, almond milk, or you can use just regular milk if you want. So I put a little bit of that in, add a little bit more liquid back into it. And then this is something I do. Lisa doesn't do this, but I like to get more protein into my diet. I don't eat a lot of meats as much as I used to. And so I just put like maybe a third of a scoop of protein powder in there. What that does, it gives it a nice creamy texture, kind of makes it a little bit, and adds a little bit of flavor to it. A little nice cream. You can use vanilla protein powder. This is a banana cream protein powder. So you can see how it kind of lightened it up a little bit. Okay, then from there, it's pretty sweet, just like that, and you can have it just like that, and I do sometimes. But one idea is to sprinkle a little bit of Ruby on top of it. Now these are powdered freeze-dried fruits and vegetables, and there's different flavors. The purple is I can't read it because of I don't have my glasses, but anyway,
blackberries,
there's different things in these different fruits and vegetables, so you can sprinkle a little bit of that on top of it. Another one is you can put honey, and that's what I used to do. And then Lisa started putting this Kodiak syrup in it. Now, before you accuse me of, you know, ruining this healthy thing with something that's not healthy, so this Kodiak syrup, it's a superfruit syrup, and it's made with cane sugar. It actually has about less than half the calories of what honey. I used to get honey at Trader Joe's and use that. This has half the calories and half the sugar of honey, which amazed me, and it adds a really nice flavor. So I do just a little squirt of that on top, give it a little bit more sweet and a little bit of more of that berry flavor, and then I just stir it in. And I tell you what, I tell Lisa all the time, this to me is like dessert. It is so good that I look forward to it every day. That's really good, and it keeps a really nice texture. That those the steel cut oats, even after it sat in the refrigerator. And this will last us about a week. Well, I'll have it every day, once a day. All the benefits that we know from eating the oatmeal, and then from all the fruits and vegetables and nuts, everything else that's in this, everything has benefits. And I'll tell you one thing, this really keeps your gut on point, having this every day. So hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments. We'd also like to invite you, if you like this video, to subscribe to our channel. We do a new recipe video every week, and you'll be notified if you subscribe to our channel when we put up our new videos. Thanks, have a great day.